throwing at decisions by the Reserve Bank. 9 interest rate hikes in under a year have heaped misery on millions.
The interest rates are directly an attack on working class families and poor workers and students who cannot afford to buy a house right now, let alone rent.
After this protest, Cherish Kuhlman was arrested and charged. She's not alone in her criticism of the Reserve Bank.
It needs to show some social intelligence as well as economic expertise.
The Reserve Bank makes too many mistakes.
They're so sort of stuck in a 1970s way of understanding how Australia works.
Why is Australia special when the leading countries of the world do things radically different to the way we do them?
An election promise has led to the first review of our central bank in decades. Critics argue it's a closed shop.
There's not enough scrutiny given to the decisions, and a whole conjunction of almost cultural problems like that lead to repeated mistakes.
And it doesn't explain its actions.
The Reserve Bank should be encouraged to be a bit more transparent and accountable with how it implements monetary policy. That means more speeches, more publications, and better explanations for why they make the decisions they do.
The composition of the central bank board will be one of the elements examined.
I think we should have our smartest minds on macroeconomics, financial markets, and monetary policy make the decisions about how the Reserve Bank of Australia sets interest rates.
The board is made up of 9 members. 2 are from the RBA. They sit alongside the Secretary to the Treasury and an academic. The other members are accomplished business people, including 2 who hold positions at the free market think tank, the Centre for Independent Studies.
They have a blind spot. They don't understand in the 2020s how wages work in Australia, and that's a big, big problem.
Also in focus, how the bank deals with crises and its inability to correctly target inflation.
I think that that's a bit like a cricket coach telling a bowler which stump to aim at when the bowler can't even land the ball on the pitch.
And how before the pandemic, interest rates arguably pushed down wages and employment.
The Reserve Bank, for a long period of time, has kept unemployment higher than we needed it to be.
The employment of one person in particular is likely to be decided by how substantial the recommendations for change are. Dr. Lowe has spent his entire career at the Reserve Bank. His 7-year term expires in September, but can be extended.
The bigger picture is what flows from the bank's monumental decisions.
When houses cost 3 times average earnings, not 6 times, 7 times, 8 times family earnings, and we're heading back into an Edwardian class structure. So I regard that as quietly catastrophic.
A central bank central to the biggest issues in people's lives.